Good morning. It's been a while, but I finally got some fire back in my belly. Kind of discouraged about the Charger's engine, but we're going to take all this stuff off today, this morning, whatever it is. It's early. I'm going to take all this radiator and just so I can get this engine pulled. We're going to get it out and we're going to put it on that engine stand and get it next to this one. We're going to pull the rotating assembly out of it, see if everything's groovy. And if it is, well, I got to get 10 undersized for that one because main journals. So hopefully everything measures out. Hopefully I can use this crank. Hopefully I can use the crank out of this one and everything else. It's in good shape. The block's kind of rusty. I was running a wetter. Not enough, evidently. Whew. That's alright. The other one's pretty decent. But just to recap, that's the problem. In all reality, I could have richened the engine up. Could have richened her up probably and run it. I don't know. I don't want to. This one's in a lot better shape where it needs to be. A good donor. It was a motorhome engine. But I'm gonna quit gabbing. Let's get at it. Find some tools. First thing is get the hoses and stuff off. I don't think there's much difference between this block and the other one really. One's a 75 and one's a 75. I don't know if I'm reading that right or not. They're a year off. One's a 75, one's a 76. So I don't think they're much different. 74, so I don't know. 75. We'll look at them on the stands. This is a motorhome block. It's supposed to have more of this ribbing. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. I think this is just a regular car block. I don't know if it's got that, but I'm not seeing it. So, I mean, you can maybe see down there. We'll get them on the stand. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. See how it's smooth? So there is a difference if you could catch that. So there is a difference. Motorhome blocks got to see the reinforcements on it. The other one's just smooth through here. But we'll get them on the stand. You'll be able to see that better. Lost me screwdriver. Where'd it go? There it is. Well, you know, it took me this long to get here. It took me, you know, all this takes time. Especially when I had the car completely apart. But now I'm just pulling an engine, you know, and then putting stuff back together. So it won't be as bad. It sucks, but stuff happens. You know, I'm gonna get a fuel oxygen ratio gauge or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if that's the correct name, but close enough, you get the idea, and that won't happen. That was my fault. There was nothing really wrong with this engine, I don't think. I didn't like the way the heads were on it. Seemed weird. But who am I? I scorched a goddamn piston. I can't be too bright. Leave that for now. I'm gonna leave all this on here. I'll probably even leave it. I'm gonna disconnect the rear gas line. I got steel line run all the way back. Some things I did really good on this car, and other things look like that brake line. but it works. I'm gonna pay attention to that too when I'm in here. I'm gonna make that look a little bit better. Now the engine's out, I can get in there and do it. But I was on my way to Iowa, and I didn't can't remember what the deal was. Oh, I had compression fittings. I guess compression fittings are bad on brake lines, so kind of did that willy-nilly. New lines, make them look a little bit better, a little long, but the flaring tool I borrowed was getting ready to break the little nipple off it again, so I was done. That's good. It breaks, they're awesome, whatever. But yeah, I got steel line, runs all the way back. I mean, I got some good stuff on here. I did the same thing with the tranny, the transmission. Those are all proper lines from I can't remember. They're a good line company. You look them up. They're not the cheapest, but they're not the most expensive either. But good lines. Let's get it off there. Got a nice little flared end on it. I think we're going to be good on a rotating assembly. Water did get in here, but I don't. We'll have to see what the crank looks like. That's going to be the stuff inside. Hopefully it'll be all right. I mean, it wasn't a bunch. It wasn't a bunch of water, but we'll see. Next, I suppose the fan. I'll have to go in there and disconnect the starter. Man, what's that doing back there? That water run out of my... That's weird. It's almost like the water run out of the exhaust is sitting there. That can't be still sitting there. There's no water there. I wonder what that is. What the heck is that? Is that... I got something leaking sitting here. Yeah, we'll address it. Get everything back in those clips too. See how it's, then stuff's under it. That'll tidy it up a bit. Gas dripping. I got something leaking under there. Jeez, man. What the heck caused that all of a sudden? I don't know. It's always something. But it's a shame. Kind of a weird way that piston's doing that. I've never seen nothing like that before. That weird crown. See that crown in that ring line? Yeah, might have took another piston too. Or there's something wrong with it when I put it in. It run dang good though. A little starter. Those are nice. A little mini starter. We'll gotta get that off there. I think I'm gonna find a piece of cardboard. to put in front of the radiator. Better safe than sorry. See if we can find something. Dirt pile I didn't get out of here yet. Javelin. 68 Javelin. We're gonna do a thing on that. Keep saying that, but I'm saving it for a rainy day. I've gone a little while without content here, but I still got content. Probably continue to have content with this old stuff. I ain't got enough arms. My wife got me a grill, so we'll use this. Cardboard. Just cut me a piece and throw down in front of the radiator. Better safe than sorry. That one ought to work. That one ought to work. What are you doing, Goofy? You gonna go tear that up? Probably. Make it a little bit smaller. Let's just put a mark on it. Yeah, it's on the neck down there. Don't eat it. Teddy, what are you doing? Goofy dog. Hey, no eating the cardboard. I put my skizzers. Gotta be something you can play with in here. Here, you want a glove? No, not welding glove. Here, you want this one? Here. Get it. Kill it. Yeah. At least that's out of my way. That'll work. Go find a 1/2 inch. I think that's what them are. Looks like a 1/2 inch to me. If I can find a 1/2 inch. I got my tools all strung everywhere, so there might be one in here. Oh, there we found one. I'm bad about that. Got tools in there, tools on here, and when we're done I'll have tools over here. Put some tension down on the belt there. Hopefully keep it from turning. Well, it's kind of loose. This is always a pain in the butt. It's all a pain. It's all a pain. People that enjoy this, I'd like to shake their hand. I do it out of necessity. It doesn't add any, it's not therapeutic or anything to me. It just blows. I like to be better, more cheery about working on stuff, but anybody that is lying to you. Especially in situations like this. You know, if I had a bunch of, if I had a big unlimited wallet, you know, I might be happy about putting a sniper system on it, or dropping in that Hemi or something like that. I'm not going to be negative. If you can do that, great. These are kind of special to this. They got their own little captured washer and stuff. These are nice to have. If you gotta go buy weird hardware, this kind of sucks. It's kind of a pet peeve. I don't have to have everything correct, but something about these, I just like these, this and U-joints. I like their original hardware they use on them. Rest everything if I need something, I just use it. I'll show you here in a second. I had to adapt the power steering line with stuff from Menards. It's all about improvisation when it comes to this, especially when you're on a budget. Like I said, I don't have that much into this car compared to what I could. I don't even think I got 20 grand in it. It might be closer to 13,000 if that matters to anybody. Everything I've done. I mean, you count up the work. That's where it's at. I mean, years off my life and all the pain and agony of defeat. This is agony and defeat right now. There we go. One fan. One little fan. Put it over here for now. There. It's with his friends. Oh, it's with his friends now. It loves it. It loves it being with his part friends. What's up? What are you doing? We'll take that off and set it up. Oh, that's beautiful. I like that a lot better. Thank you. I think she'll run now. There we go. Don't mind that. Cross thread is nature's Loctite. Doesn't matter. You know, that's one of those there Menard fittings. Here's another one. Menards fittings, but that I expected this power steering to leak. Out of everything, it didn't. Because I made my own line. I welded an end. See it? I didn't have the right bend or the right end for something. I don't know if you can see where I welded that line. Yeah, see where I welded that line? Doesn't leak a drop. But I figured all that would leak. I'd been happy if that leaked and everything else was fine. But power steering doesn't leak. Whew. Ouch, god dang it. Whew. I'm just getting over a sore foot. I hate to say it was gout, but it's gout. I ate some cheap pork steak. I love it, but it didn't like me. Boy, it's been about 6 days now. I'm just getting over it. See if it'll. That kind of hurt. Stepped on something. Let's go get a 5/8. I think that looks like a 5/8. Oh man, what are you doing? Gonna eat an engine? On this little gem. I think it's from the 60s, but it goes all the way to boil mode. It'll go 15 volts. That'll probably take a old battery and bring it back to life, maybe. See what we got in here. There's a 5/8. I'm betting it might be 11/16. So there's one of them. Let's see. It looks more like a junk drawer door instead of a 3/4. close to 11/16 and 18. Try that. I know it's not 9/16. I'm limping around. Great. See how we get through the day. I got my work boot on. That's too big. That's an 18. It might be a 5/8. Yep. Amazing. Well, and the other one's going to turn. That's a 9/16. Tell by looking at it. I can tell because of the way that it is. Let's raise that. See if this one will come loose. That one will come loose. The cross-threaded one won't. We're going to try to fix that too. I can get these fittings. I was just some tension on that one. That was a bitch. Go get a 9/16 real quick. I got some marks in this dang radiator. Where's all that's from? Good position here. Those are brass, so it probably didn't hurt the end of this. If it did, well, the other one must be going on cross-threaded too. It didn't leak. But I'm betting it just tore up the brass. So that nut there's probably high carbon steel at least. Wow. How that sealed, I got lucky. I've done it before though. I've done that before. And it sealed. See, it took the threads out of the brass. I doubt there's anything wrong with that. It's a thread cutter. Yeah, it cut me some new threads. So if I gotta have my 45-degree thread or 30-degree thread, well, there it is. I'm an innovator. I put this in. I don't think this is in here very good. It actually went in the same holes. I was gonna do some wizardry with this and try to use that aluminum weld and rods, but you just can't get it hot enough, and I don't know if I want to. So it's kind of added a bracket, or I did something, rebolted on there. It's in there solid. I ain't got the bottom quite where I want it, but I will this time. It took a blowed up engine to do some stuff right, or do some stuff better. I'm going to put my camera there. Yeah, it was a bluff job. That's the least of my worries. That's just work. This is grin and cross your fingers and hope everything works once I put it on the other one. Alright, let's get that off there. Probably isn't ideal, but that's the only thing I had with that type of thread in it. I did this before I even had the car put together, most of it. So now I can get back in my toolbox with all my parts, because I pretty much got all the bolts and everything on this car. In fact, I got them all on. Everything's here. So I can go looking for correct stuff instead of just putting stuff together. Okay, and it's in there. worked over here because it's a, imagine that, 7/16. How about an 11? Jeez, man. I've seen worse, but I don't know how that all got in there. Oh well. It's not pretty no more. Not pretty. Hell, the front looks better. Got some bugs in it though. Yeah. She had some driving. Alright. Got some room now. Gonna throw some bolts in there and there. Gotta get under the car next, I think. Everything's unhooked here, I think, the power steering, or is it? That's the one on there. Return line's gotta come off. Let's get the return line off. And a pair of pliers. Back over to the junk drawer. Got a pair of pliers there, Tom. Got kind of hung into another project, getting off my butt and fixing this guitar. It's a mess. It needs cleaned up. I mean, it's kind of sad. I bought this thing and played the hell out of it. I bought it back in the 90s, and I ain't much one for baby in these guitars. They're made to play, and that's what I've done. Wore this off, so I sanded it. Tried to make it look like an old Stinger, but this has been broke a couple times and goobered up. I'm gonna do it right this time. I glued this back on, but it's bad. But it's a 1960 reissue. It has some value, so we're gonna do this right. I'll put some wood back in here on both sides, router it out, and then router this out, sand it all. I'm even going to put the finish back on, try to get the finish as close as this, put it back on the neck. Here, we'll do this. Gibson hates this. Gibson hates this. Maybe you can see the serial number. There it is. Everybody copy it. Who cares? Gibson. Let's sue everybody for everything. Yeah. Whatever. That's my gripe. $1,900 for a guitar. They wouldn't cover a dang thing on that. I had this crack was in it. Almost from day one. They ain't gonna cover that. They'll just say you put it in your case wrong, had it in your car or something. So I like to build guitars. That one there. It's a War Beast Epiphone body, and that's a Chinese neck I ordered off the internet and put it in there. Love that guitar. Alright, back to cars. Everybody wants to see them guitars, junk guitars. Everybody wants to see this junk. And this junk you'll see. If I can get the lighting right. I just don't have no lighting. I need to get me a good light, I guess. Here, we're gonna take that off. That's the non-pressure side. See if I can do it with one hand here. What's the matter, Teddy? Gotta pinch all three of them splines together at the same time. Still on there. Come on. What time for your carpal tunnel to add it. There we go. Got her out of the way. Got her out of the way. That's our old original hose and the thing is still holding on. Hopefully that'll come off there. So I'll be able to keep that old original hose just because. There we go. Got that off there. Maybe someday I might have to change it, but not today. Okay, that's loose. I think that just stays there. Yeah, because it's over there. That's a line. I had to make that whirly loop. How that all works in there is beyond me, but it did, so it's staying. I noticed something. Got kind of a goofy alignment issue with this car. See how many threads are out on that? How many threads are out on that? And that would make sense. So I think that's even got a loose washer. Is that loose? No, it's not loose, but it don't look good. So we'll dial that in. I bet that'll be that'll can't hurt. That's where the pin needs to go in that one. So yeah, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, that might help everything. Yeah, this stuff you'll find when you blow an engine up. Alright, onto the car next.